The Testament of Anne Lee feels like the movie Amanda Seyfried has been working toward her entire career. I got to check this out back in October at the Chicago International Film Festival, so here is my spoiler-free and honest review. The Testament of Anne Lee comes to us from writers Mona Fastvold and Brady Corbett, who gave us The Brutalist, and it is directed by Mona Fastvold, and it tells the extraordinary true legend of Anne Lee, the founder of the devotional sect known as the Shakers. And it's a musical. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make the screening, and at the last minute, I was able to make it. I literally walked through the doors as the Searchlight logo was disappearing and the movie was starting, and I just feel like the universe wanted me at that screening because I was so utterly dazzled by this movie. I found it to be feverish and electrifying, specifically with the way they incorporate movement and the hymns of the Shakers. It's so dynamic and beautiful. The hair on my arms was standing upright so many times during this movie. I had chills. It truly felt like a spiritual experience. There are so many moments in this movie, specifically in these musical numbers, that are just euphoric and operating at the height of what film can do in this kind of regard. It's just dazzling. Mona Fastvold's vision is crystal clear to me. I think she does a great job specifically as using movement as a character of its own, and the way the camera works with the movement to highlight it is so impressive to me. I think sometimes in a lot of major movie musicals lately, we're really afraid to, for some reason, showcase all this movement, all these dancers, and she does a great job at both keeping the camera moving and keeping it dynamic, but also making sure the number is being showcased in a good way. William Rexer's cinematography is stunning. I think it really gives this like ethereal, beautiful look to the film. I also want to shout out Sophia Subercasso's editing because it is so crisp and concise, and it also aids in making these numbers effective. There's one sequence in particular that takes place on a boat that had my jaw on the floor. She keeps a musicality moving through this movie outside of the actual number that's happening. It's great. And speaking of a boat, production design, Sam Bader's production design, insane. Mona Fastvold mentioned they kept the same team that they largely used to make The Brutalist, and it was also made in a similar fashion. It was made for, I want to say, like 10 million or so. They kept it very low budget, but you would never know because it feels so grand and wide in scope. It just feels so big. But I think the heart of the story never gets lost in the bigness of it, and that's because this is helmed by the luminous Amanda Seyfried. She is luminous in this. I've been reading some critiques that her character after a certain point doesn't really like evolve, and I acknowledge that critique, and I do think that is maybe something that is keeping me from a perfect score in this movie. But Amanda's performance is so riveting and beautiful. I was completely swept away, and I was willing to kind of overlook maybe some of those writing shortcomings that come at the end. This role is physical in terms of the movement. I think she completely surrenders herself to this role. The movement, the physicality is so impressive. I love how she sounds on the music of this film and the way she commands this space. Like, there's so many moving parts around her and you cannot take your eyes off of her. She stands out in these big, large ensemble moments, and there are some sequences that are close up on just her, and it is so captivating and riveting and beautiful. She's giving such layered work. Anne Lee is such a captivating character who is maneuvering through a lot of pain, a lot of difficulties that came with motherhood, and I love the way Amanda manifests that pain. I love that she doesn't reduce Anne Lee to just that pain. She holds it, but also like moves forward resiliently. I don't know, it's so Oh, beautiful. I also liked Lewis Pullman a lot in this. I think my other big critique is just that character is a little underwritten. There's a lot of interesting things that are teased that don't come into play later, but I really loved his wide-eyed wonder in this as well. I think a lot of people maybe have their eyebrow raised. They're like, this is a movie about like the Shakers, about a religious group. It's a musical. They aren't really sure about it, but I think what is so great about this movie for me is that it both showcases why people need religion and like why they gravitate toward it and why they throw themselves into it. I think there are some moments where it really just like presents this and shows like how ridiculous this can all be. But I don't think it's judgmental at all. I really loved its stance on this. It's not shaming anybody, but it's also not like promoting anything. It like really operates this beautiful objective lane. I also just found it to be a riveting tale of grief. This mother is navigating her grief and freeing herself from this grief and trying to free other people from their burdens as well. And I love how that comes to a head with like this denial of pleasure of the physical variety. I think it would make a great double feature with The Brutalist. Honestly, I think these are both like these sweeping epics. This has a bit of a more optimistic view of that journey, but I think they both complement each other very well. They definitely work in a strange sort of conversation. I definitely can see this not being for everybody, and that is okay. I totally get it, but I loved it. I can't stop thinking about it. I cannot wait to see it again. I need to see it on 35, or I know there's some 70 millimeter prints. I was supposed to see it on film at the festival, but that print got delayed travel wise, so we could only watch it on digital. But I'm seeing it again really soon, and then I will be seeing it again for a third time. But I loved it. I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Amanda Seyfried, Best Actress contender. I love it. I love her so much. I love her in this so much. It's such a powerful culmination of her as an actress. I don't know. And Mona Fastvold's vision, again, what a vision she's blessed us with. Praise be. Thank you so much for tuning into this review. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, follow me everywhere, and tune in all award season long. And until next time, bye.